After teaching a direct instruction lesson, introducing surface area and a new strategy that uses nets, the students will now complete a surface area activity. The prompt is as followed. Mama Rue's Dine and Dessert Shop orders to-go boxes in 3 sizes: dinner, pie, and cake. But the boxes are getting very expensive. Mama Rue wants an estimate of how much cardboard is used for each size so that she can decide whether she should make her own boxes. Please share with her how much cardboard is used for these boxes. The dinner box is 7 inches by 7 inches by 3 inches. The pie box is 5 inches by 4 inches by 3 inches. And the cake box is 8 inches by 8 inches by 5 inches. The materials we will be using for this activity are grid paper, a pencil, a calculator, and 2 to 3 different colored pencils to help for a visual. Before I let the students go and complete this task, I want to get them started on the first one. So I will pass out the grid paper now. Once the grid paper is passed out, I will emphasize to the students that each box on the grid is equal to 1 inch. This should help in them creating their diagrams. The first thing we want to do is break down the box into its different pieces. We know what a box looks like because of our lesson earlier, and that a box is a rectangular prism. Once we know our 3-dimensional shape, we can now draw the net and use the measurements before finding the surface area. Let's look at the first one. The first one is a dinner box, and their measurements are 7 inches by 7 inches by 3 inches. Once the net is drawn and the measurements are put on, our diagram should look something similar to this. Now it is time for us to find the surface area of the dinner box. I am first going to use a red color, and I'm going to color in this whole middle section. Okay, this whole section. This is majority of the box, and as you can see, makes a perfect rectangle. We know the area of a rectangle is length times width. So we know that the width is 7 inches. So we can put that over here. 7 inches multiplied by the length. So let's look here. We have multiple different measurements, but we can add them together to get the full length. So we have 7 plus 3 plus 7 plus 3. And that comes out to be 20 inches. Seven times 20 is 140. And we can't forget to put our units. What would our units be? Hopefully the students will answer inches squared. Now that we have found the majority of the dinner box, we still have these 2 flaps on the outside. They also take the shape of a rectangle. We know that its length is 7 inches and that its width is 3. So we can do 7 inches multiplied by 3 inches. And we know that equals 21. Once again, I would ask the students, am I forgetting anything? Hopefully, they will be able to realize that I am missing the units, which are inches squared. But we're not fully done yet. We still have this one to do. It's the exact same measurements as this side. So we know that it's going to be another 21 inches. Do the 7 times 3. I would apologize to my students for how horrible my handwriting looks. But the answer would once again be 21 inches squared. We still have one more step to do. Now that we've found all the components of the box, we now have to find the surface area. To find the surface area, if we remember from our direct instruction lesson earlier, we have to take these measurements and add them together. So 140 plus 21 plus 21. I would ask the students to take out their calculators and do that math for me and shout out the answer once they got it. If they typed it all into the calculator correctly, their answer should be 182 inches squared. Now that I have modeled the first one for them and with them, it is now their turn to do the pie box and the cake box. They will have 15 minutes to complete this before I give them their next instruction. Students should be able to complete the nets for each of the other box options within 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, I will place students in small groups where they will discuss their diagrams. They will answer the following prompts. Are your net diagrams different from each other, or are they similar? If they are different, how so? Did you all get the same answers for surface area? If not, discuss the steps you took to see if there was a mistake made. They will have another 10 minutes to discuss this before coming back together as a class to discuss their findings. After the 10 minutes have passed, I will bring the class together and we will discuss their findings. Students should have connected that even though the diagrams vary, the information they used is the same, so their surface area should all match. After the discussion, I will ask the students one last question. This question would be, do you think Mama Ru should make her own boxes or continue to buy them? There is no right or wrong answer. I just would like to see what the students are thinking. After we have discussed this bonus question, that would be the end of our activity.